Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com as we continue to break down everything LSU and Alabama related. Today, we look at the LSU offensive line taking on the Alabama defensive line and pass rush. At the left tackle position, you have Austin Deculus, 6'7", 333 pounds. This is a mountain of a man, 66.6 PFF grade out, though. And that's something that you're going to see a lot with this LSU offensive line. A lot of these guys don't grade out that high. Adrian Magee, 6'4", 343 pounds. He's a big boy, likes to pull from that guard position, 73.7 on his Pro Football Focus grade out. He'll be responsible for anything coming up the middle of the field for the LSU Tigers. And then at the center position for LSU, you have Lloyd Cushenberry III, 6'4", 315 pounds, PFF grade of just 59.8. He's allowed 3 sacks this season coming from the middle of the field from the defense. At the right guard position for LSU, you're going to have Damien Lewis, 6'3", 332 pounds. This is a really good run blocker for LSU on the season, 65.3 PFF grade, and he's allowed 3 sacks. So when you look at him and Cushenberry for LSU, they've allowed just 15 sacks on the season. 6 have come up the middle of the field. That's an interesting note as we go forward in this game. And then at the right tackle position, you're going to have Saahdiq Charles, 6'4", 343 pounds, PFF grade of 70.5. He's going to be responsible for taking care of Joe Burrow. So you look for Saahdiq Charles and Austin Deculus to have really big games for LSU. They have to, because Alabama's pass rush is coming from the outside edge. Thaddeus Moss is a guy that we've talked about. Very good blocking tight end, 6'3", 250 pounds, PFF grade of just 65.0 on the season. Now, it starts up front with Raekwon Davis, 6'7", 315 pounds. When you talk about this Alabama defensive front, he doesn't get to the quarterback a lot. And in fact, none of these defensive linemen for Alabama do. They just have 4 sacks on the season from their defensive linemen. He has a PFF grade of 84.2, 33 tackles on the season. And as we talked about before, he has that senior leadership. He's the alpha male of the defensive lineman. Overall, just a very solid player. True freshman DJ Dell, one of these 5 freshmen that starts for the Alabama Crimson Tide on the defensive side of the ball. 6'3", 314 pounds. Again, not a guy who's going to chase down the quarterback, but he's going to play a run stuffer, and I think he's going to create problems for LSU's interior linemen. PFF grade of 74.8 on the season with 15 tackles. Look for Justin Ebogbe to also get some time along with Byron Young. These are 2 freshmen that Alabama has rotated in through the course of the season. Justin Ebogbe, 6'5", 283 pounds, PFF grade of 68.3, 6 tackles on the season. Alabama does like his athleticism. We haven't seen him really get to the quarterback as we talked about, but this is a guy who's very capable to step up in a game like this. Only a true freshman, though. Christian Barmore is a guy that has been really peaking at the right time. 6'5", 310 pounds, PFF grade 88.7, but he doesn't play that much, only 10 to 15 snaps. But this is a guy who could potentially chase down the quarterback, be that defensive lineman that is able to really put the pressure on quarterback Joe Burrow come Saturday. So Barmore could be a guy that certainly changes the momentum of the game. But I think when you look at this game overall, the outside edge rushers for Alabama have to have a big game, and they're very dangerous. Anthony Jennings at 6'3", 259 pounds, PFF pass rush grade 88.8 on the season, 16 quarterback hurries with 4 sacks. He's playing at a tremendous level. We're going to talk about Terrell Lewis next, but Anthony Jennings is a guy you certainly cannot forget about, and one of the guys that has that veteran leadership. I know Alabama's interior linemen are both freshmen, but Anthony Jennings is a guy that can really get to the quarterback, make plays in the backfield. And then, as I mentioned, Terrell Lewis is really just playing through the roof right now, 6'5", 252 pounds, PFF pass rushing grade of 90.9, 23 quarterback hurries on the season and 6 sacks. I think at all time it's important for LSU to know where Terrell Lewis is. He's coming off the edge. You got to make sure and chip block him with the tight end. You got to get to him with the offensive tackle, because Terrell Lewis can cause nightmares. And sometimes we've seen when he doesn't get to the quarterback in a quarterback sack, it creates a turnover opportunity for Alabama's defense. It's just very vital that Terrell Lewis has a big game, and it's very vital for LSU to stop Terrell Lewis. Now, when we look at these two teams side by side, we see that the LSU pass blocking grade 69.6. We see that the LSU run block grade is just 71.5. They've allowed just 15 sacks on the season. Alabama's defensive line pass rush grade 87.0 overall. D-line has only 4 sacks, and Terrell Lewis and Anthony Jennings have to have a big game combined on the season. They have 10 sacks sacks between that monster duo. Hey, we want to hear from you. How do you think the LSU offensive line will hold up against the Alabama defensive line and pass rush? Do you feel that this could be a monumental component of this game? Do you think Alabama's outside edge rushers will be able to get pressure on LSU quarterback Joe Burrow? Sound off in the comment box. We definitely want to hear from you.